My video for November the 4th, 2019 is video number 3257. The title is Truth is the Primary Casualty on Planet Earth. In 1807, Thomas Jefferson wrote, quote, "Nothing can now be believed which is seen in a newspaper. Truth itself becomes suspicious by being put into that polluted vehicle. Perhaps an editor might begin a reformation in some such way as this. Divide his paper into 4 chapters. Heading the first, truths. Second, probabilities. Third, possibilities. Fourth, lies." The first chapter would be very short. End quote. And here's another quote, this time by the famous U.S. General Douglas MacArthur. "One cannot wage war under present conditions without the support of public opinion, which is tremendously molded by the press and other forms of propaganda." End quote. Just look at CNN and other fake news channels, propagators of lies. People don't read anymore. TV is our primary news source, along with more internet lies. Everything is now on a screen, but we still need to be able to see the people behind the curtains. It's all a play, and we didn't write it. Who did? Once again, I wait till late in the day, more than 12 hours after, well, actually, I wrote that blurb the day before, and then at the last minute recorded a different video and put the blurb that I just read on hold. So that's like well over 24 hours, 36 hours is probably more like it, although I don't know the exact times. In any case, I get these quotes from Information Clearinghouse pretty much every day when they send me a lot of articles. Some of it is just mainstream propaganda as I see it. And others are interesting. But I try to stay abreast of things, and Information Clearinghouse does provide somewhat of a balanced viewpoint. I mean, again, some things to me seem very much like the mainstream news, like CNN and other channels, and then there are other things that seem somewhat credible. But in a sense, nothing is credible on this planet because we live on a planet of lies. And the people that are in charge were rightly called by one author people of the lie. The lie has been the way everything has been running. It's been operating in our media, of course, and in our politics, of course, and in our religions, yes, that too. Everything has been infiltrated by liars. And the father of lies was in the Bible referred to as Lucifer or Satan. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, there are lies everywhere we look. Nothing is unpolluted by the consistent spreading of false information, the purpose of which is to deceive and to keep us from focusing on what needs to be changed. And the change, as I keep on saying, has to start within. But it's really hard to just focus within, because then you're in denial of everything that's going on around you as if it's not real. But it is real experience. It is what we have to face on a day-by-day basis as a human family. And to be able to come to grips with the staggering amount of lies is a humongous challenge, because we have people that are the liars continuously spreading disinformation, and not only disinformation, but trying to distort, or what's the word that I'm looking for? Trying to get us to turn away from where the issue is, like the man behind the curtain. It's all my friend Steve, the magician, would say it's all in getting people to focus on one area where the actual event is being triggered in another place. It's sleight of hand. It's a magic show, if you will, but it's a sinister magic show. It's not for entertainment. It's about control. It's about deception. And deception is a cruel, cruel joke that is not at all funny on those that it is played upon. And it is played upon all of us, folks. When are we going to understand that the people that are the apparent rulers do not have yours and my best interest at heart? Unless our best interest, we would think, is to be in control and to be able to do whatever we want with no consequences, because everything is an illusion, it doesn't matter. And this is the thing that gets to me again and again. And sometimes I just want to throw in the towel and say, what's the use? What's the use of trying my best to determine the truth and to tell the truth as much as I possibly can, and get people to wake up and look at the part that we are told or tricked not to look at. And don't focus over here, because that's what we don't want you to see. Focus over here watching the sports. And I just finished watching a football game in which the Seattle Seahawks, who were losing almost the entire game to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, all of a sudden pulled out a win in overtime at the last minute. Tampa Bay is not a good team, according to the record, and Seattle is a good team, second only to the undefeated 49ers in their division. But in any case, that's a diversion. That's the point that I'm trying to make. And I was diverted watching a football game. Of course, muting all the damn commercials, which I can't stand. I wish they could outlaw commercials, because if I want to buy something, I'll research and try to find what I want. I don't need somebody trying to sell me something on media, whether it's internet, TV. I don't listen to the radio, but whatever, even newspapers. We don't need that whole thing, because that's all the money game, and the money game is part of the great deception. It's part of the lie. If you don't believe me, realize this, that for a long time in the United States and around the world, with the dollar being the international currency, it was money printed out of thin air, backed by absolutely nothing of value, nothing tangible. It was just paper and ink. That's it, with words on it and numbers, but valueless. And yet we as human beings have been told the value is, how much money do you have? Well, I don't have a lot of money. And yet I get people all the time trying to reach their hand out from third world countries, especially in Africa, trying to get money. And, I don't have a lot of money to give. And that's just the reality of it. Because I am so frugal, I'm able to get by okay. I'm not struggling to put food in my mouth or anything like that. But neither am I rolling in abundance of anything. All I have abundance of is an abundance of ideas, and yet even those get harder and harder for me to continue to make videos and talk about them. I'm challenged all the time with the thought of, should I throw in the towel? Should I just give up? It's not worth it. Anyway, folks, I do appreciate those of you that hang in there with me and listen, and I thank you for that. Namaste.